see compound is interest on interest. The only difference in your letters this time, we don't have an I, we have an A. Okay? So A means your amount in your account. Your P is still your principal, your starting balance. R is still your rate. You always put it over 100. And T is your time, always in years. If it gives you in months, we'll put it over 12. Now, if I wanted my total amount and I was doing simple, I had to add my interest plus my principal, right?
Yeah.
Now, I have my total balance, and if they ask me for my interest, I am going to take my principal and subtract it from my amount in the account, my balance. Okay, and that will give me my interest. So you're going to see the first thing we always do is we write our equation. Remember, you're not going to have to memorize that formula. There's your formula. You'll have a formula chart or I'll have it written on the board. So we have A equals P 1 plus R, and look and notice that your T is an exponent in the air. Your T is an exponent in the air. So, your principal is your initial amount. It is your starting amount. We started with 2,400. So that is my P. My R is my rate, my percent. Remember, we've got to write all this before we can touch our calculator. And your years is 8 up in the air. So you have to write your equation and you have to plug your numbers in. So your paper should look like my paper. Now, this is just a normal calculator. You're just plugging that in there. Your parentheses are above your 8 and 9. So this is just 2,400. Parentheses, 1 plus, your fraction is going to be alpha y equal. Alpha y equal 4.5 over 100. To get any exponent, you're doing the caret top and then 8. Now, our blanks are kind of backwards because we want our A, our amount in our account. Okay? So our amount in our account, round to the nearest penny. That means 2 places after the decimal, so I have to look at the third place. What did you get? What's my amount in my account?
$3,413.
Perfect, and 4 cents. Now, to get your interest, you take your amount in your account, which was 314.04, and we subtract our P, our principal, which was 2,400. Get when you subtracted? Perfect. So do we see the difference between simple, we had to add? This one we have to subtract to get our interest. So your total amount should always be more than you put in because that's what they're going to hand you when you walk in there to get all your money out. Okay? Okay, write your formula. That's a must. Your principal, your amount of money you put in was $15,000. months. That means when I hit my carrot top, I'm gonna have to do alpha y equal right there and put 6/12. And then your rate was 7%. So in your normal calculator, you're gonna do 1,500 and 15,000. Your parentheses are above your 8 and your 9. Alpha y equals 7/100. Close that parentheses. Make sure you get out from underneath your fraction though before you close your parentheses. And then you're gonna do your carrot top, and you're gonna have to hit alpha y equal again to do 6/12. Your answer is your total value, your amount in your account. That's what you're gonna actually be working with today. You're not gonna have to find any interest. 3 of your problems just ask you what the letters stand for.
Really?
So you don't have to show your work for those, okay? Okay, so what is your amount in your account?
$15,516.10.
12 cents. Okay, so be careful because just putting the wrong change in there would totally be wrong. So to get my interest, I must take my amount in my account and subtract my principal. $516.12. Good. And none of them today asked for thing. Now you are comparing on one. You have to figure out which is a better deal, simple or compound. So just use your simple interest formula and then your compound and see which would be a better. Oh, there's only one like that. Okay, A equals P, 1 plus R, T for time. We put in $950 for 18 years at a 2.21% rate. Your answer you get is your amount in your account. Okay, let's see if we can get this one right. What is your total amount in your account?
1,400.
Yes! 1 cent. So I've had to pull that out of all my other classes today. They can say it's 0, 0. No, you have to look at the third number. The third number is 5 or above. So you give that a shove. Okay? Now, how much did I start with?
$950.
$950. So I take my amount in my account
Subtract
and I subtract $950. And you are correct, that's $458.01. You try number 9.
1 year, and then 6 months.
You know what that is not?
60 months. Like,
No, it's 5.5.
6 months.
So that's the reason we always just put 66 over 12 and not worry about it, right? Just keep it as a fraction, don't stress about it, put it there and leave it, okay? So, what was your amount in your account?
3,273 and
68.
68 cents.
So that's my amount in my account. I subtract my principal, which was 3,000. And what was my interest?
$273.68.
Perfect. Now you know. Now you know we might miss a P, an R, or a T. They might do that, so we gotta take notes on it. So here we go. Go down here to number 10. A equals P, 1 plus R, T for time. And I like to set it up like that, just because I know as I read it, I can plug it in. So, Hal made a deposit into an account that earns 6% annual compound interest. My 6% is gonna go where? Over 100. 36 months. So I put 36 over 12 and forget about it. The value of the account was $952.81. Where's that gonna go? Where the A is. We're missing our principal because we're missing the initial amount. Now, what we are going to do is we are just gonna put this in our calculator. Ignore the X. Just put that in your calculator. So I'm putting parentheses 1 plus alpha y equals 6 over 100, close parentheses, caret top, alpha y equal 36 over 12, and then don't yell at the answer, just wait. Now, when you do this, you are not rounding. Not rounding. You have to write everything when you hit enter. Okay, or you won't get the right answer. So, when you hit enter, did you get 1.191016?
Yes.
And put the X behind it.
Oh.
Put the whole thing. Do not round to the very end. Okay, don't round to the very end. Now, side by side means multiply. What's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So you are literally going to divide both sides by that long O1 number. Well, that will give me a 1. Remember, your top number puts in your calculator first. So do 952.81 divided by 1.191016 and round. What'd you get?
800.
800.
Yeah.
Should have given you 799.999999. So do we see how you gotta write all that mess out? Okay. Now this one we got more than one step. Here we go. Aaliyah made a deposit into her account, so here we go, because I see compound interest. A equals P, 1 plus R, one moment. T for time. % I know that goes over my 100. 2 2 years, yes, I don't have to worry about a fraction at the end. It's 2 years, I'm good. The value of the account, so my A is 11,236. Now, look what the question says. Stop working ahead. Look what the question says. Find the amount of interest. So to get my I must take my A, so I'm gonna go ahead and write that out so I don't forget to do that, and subtract my P from it here in a minute. So do you see how I've already set it up? So once I get my answer, I know I'm not finished. Because to get the interest, we have to take our account balance and subtract our principal. And they're not asking us just for our missing principal. So pick up your calculator. We're doing our parentheses. 1 plus alpha y equal 6 over 100. Close parentheses. Caret top 2. And you get an ugly fraction. To make a fraction to a decimal, hit math,
And then decimal.
2 into 1.12, hold on, my pen turned off. 1.1236x. So I'm going to divide both sides by that beautiful 1.1236. 1.1236.
That's the exact same number, just with the decimal in front of that one where that one.
It is. How much money did you start with? What was your principal? 10,000. But they didn't want that answer, but if that was multiple choice, that would have been an answer choice, right? It sure would have. Because they know y'all aren't going to finish reading it. What is the interest? I need to subtract.
1,236.
Perfect. So you just need to make sure you read what it's asking, and you're good. Okay, we're going to go to our note spiral and glue that in. Today, all of them, you're just finding the amount in the account, so nothing difficult. We're on page 10. Compound interest. You are going to take this paper that we just did and fold it in half. And glue it down. You are going to take your exemplar. And then you are going to fold it in half. Then you are going to get your iPad out. You want to start it? Okay, so simple is page 9. So you were here for simple, so you should have those notes. So you are going into Google Classroom. You do not have to show work on the ones that say, what does the P stand for? You do have to show your work on all the others. That's why there's actually 7 you have to work out. That's why you have 9 boxes. Okay? You should finish this before we go to lunch.